The People's Liberation Army Navy, PLAN, launched the first Type 055 Guided Missile Destroyer, DDG, on June 28, 2017. The vessel represents a major technological step forward for China's Navy. The Type 055 meets and likely exceeds the capabilities of the U.S. Arleigh Burke-class DDG, the Japanese Atago-class DDG, and just about any other DDG in service in the world today. Word first surfaced of China's intention to field a large surface warfare ship in late 2013, and photos of a full-size test mock-up of the vessel first appeared in March of 2014. The test mock-up, located at the Wuhan University of Sciences and Technology, gave hints to the general size and displacement of the new vessel and possible general arrangement. Additional satellite imagery appeared online in late November of last year that seemed to show one vessel in advanced stages of hull construction, as well as the early stages of construction of a second vessel at the Jiangnan shipyard in Shanghai. The Type 055 DDG was designed and constructed in roughly a 3.5-year period, quite an accomplishment in many respects. The Type 055 DDG program highlights the rapid pace at which China has been able to envision, design, and construct complex warships. Built to supplement the smaller yet formidable Type 052 class DDG, which is already fielded in significant numbers in both the South and East Sea fleets, the new vessel will provide the PLAN with a larger, more capable surface combatant than ever before seen in the ranks of the PLAN. Envisioned as a fleet or task force command ship, a powerful ASW/AAW platform for aircraft carrier strike group escort duty, or as a powerful stand-alone naval power presence asset, the Type 055 will add one more powerful tool to the PLAN toolkit. Although the PLAN has publicly disclosed that the vessel has a loaded displacement of 10,000 tons, she is probably closer to 12,000 tons fully loaded. Weapons systems include two 64-cell VLS quad-packed with a mixture of anti-ship cruise missiles, land attack cruise missiles, anti-aircraft missiles, and anti-ship missiles. A dual-purpose 130mm deck gun is also fitted, as well as anti-submarine rockets and torpedoes, and close-in defense weapons comprised of FL-3000N and 300mm CWIS. Most analysts agree that the Type 055 is most likely fitted with an updated Type 36A active phased array radar, as well as an X-band radar. The integrated mast atop the forward superstructure most likely carries radar panels used in friend or foe identification, fire control, and electronic countermeasures. While the Wuhan testbed mock-up had an exposed electronic support measures mast, the finished vessel has a much more low-profile radar masked mast. The Type 055 DDG will most likely be the first of at least 6 vessels in its class. Although there is a second vessel currently under construction at the Jiangnan shipyard, the vessel now launched must undergo lengthy sea trials and will not be commissioned until early 2018. These sea trials should reveal any design flaws or shortcomings which must be rectified in follow-on vessels. If the PLAN intends to equip future aircraft carrier strike groups, CSG, with one Type 055 each, 6 vessels will be required at a minimum, with one vessel active, while another is ashore for repairs, refit, or training. The second PLAN aircraft carrier, and the first 100% indigenously built, the CV-17 Shandong, should be commissioned at the beginning of 2018, with a third and totally new design to follow. The third aircraft carrier will most likely be of an entirely new design, of larger dimensions and displacement, and will be a catapult-assisted take-off but arrested recovery (CATOBAR) design. If the Type 055 DDGs serve a similar function in the carrier strike group as the U.S. Ticonderoga-class CGs, 6 vessels will be required to support 3 PLAN carrier strike groups, one active, one ashore. with the first PLAN aircraft carrier, the CV-16 Liaoning, serving as a training platform for the foreseeable future. The most likely date of the PLAN fielding 3 combat-capable CSGs in 2025 at the earliest, unless a major global conflict occurring before that time necessitates an expedited aircraft carrier construction program. Southfront has been closely monitoring the development of the new Type 055 DDG for at least the past year and a half. An early review of the vessel appeared in a detailed analysis of the Type 052D destroyer, followed by an analysis of next-generation destroyers being designed by both China and Russia, as well as an in-depth update on the progress of the vessel's construction at the beginning of this year. It is significant to note that although Russia is a few years away from building the Leader-class destroyer, Project 23560, the Russian Defense Ministry has purportedly adopted the draft design of the vessel proposed by the United Shipbuilding Corporation, USC. This announcement was made on the very same day that the first Type 055 was launched in Shanghai.
People's Liberation Army Navy officials acknowledged the existence of the first indigenously built aircraft carrier for the PLAN on December 31, 2015. The carrier is based on the same Soviet-era template as the Liaoning, currently in service. The Liaoning was a development of the Admiral Kuznetsov-class carrier Varyag, purchased from Ukraine in 1998 and totally refitted in the Dalian shipyards. The Liaoning was commissioned on September 25, 2012, after extensive sea trials, and has been in service with the PLAN in the role of a training platform by which the Chinese Navy aims to learn and perfect the complex process of aircraft carrier operations. Known as Carrier 16, the Liaoning is a conventional aircraft carrier that utilizes a skip ramp to launch aircraft. This design limits the size and weight of the aircraft that can be employed, a major limitation overcome by the steam catapults of larger aircraft carriers and the new electromagnetic catapults in use on the new USS Gerald Ford class, now entering sea trials. The relatively small size of the Liaoning further limits the number of aircraft that can be carried, serviced, and stowed on board. A total of 24 J-15 fighters, 6 Z-18 anti-submarine warfare helicopters, and 4 Ka-31 early warning helicopters and 2 Harbin Z-9 rescue helicopters are carried on board. The J-15 fighter is the naval version of the J-11B, which is based on the Russian Su-33 and can only be launched via the skip ramp with a reduced weapons payload of approximately 2,000 pounds with a maximum fuel load. Thus, the J-15 can only be utilized from the Liaoning with either a reduced range or reduced weapons payload. The aircraft is limited in both interceptor and strike roles due to the inherent limitations of the skip jump design. Chinese naval planners are already at work to rectify the shortcomings of the Liaoning on the following vessels: Carrier 17, which is being constructed, and Carrier 18, which is already in the planning stages. Carrier 17 is being designed with greater underdecked hangar space, possibly denoting a higher complement of aircraft, and it is surmised that Carrier 18 will be equipped with steam catapults to overcome the limitations inherent in the skip jump design. Military analysts speculate that the PLAN will build and operate at least 3 aircraft carriers. This will allow for one vessel to be in operational service, while one is engaged in training operations and one is undergoing maintenance at any given time. China has wisely utilized the Liaoning as a training platform by which to learn and perfect its aircraft carrier operations. and to learn what is most desirable in any future aircraft carrier design, as it is becoming more obvious that the first 3 vessels are just the beginning of a more ambitious program. The largest unknown concerning the PLAN's current aircraft carrier program is how they intend to use these costly and complex vessels operationally. The vessels lack a large and powerful strike aircraft component and have a limited range due to their conventional propulsion. Consequently, the carriers would have to remain within the range of land-based ASW and early warning and surveillance aircraft, such as the TU-154 and Y-8 AWACS, because they lack their own fixed-wing ASW and EWACS assets, and would require underway replenishment from a fleet-based supply vessel and fuel replenishment ship. It would appear that the new Type 901 fleet supply vessel, currently under construction in the southern Guangdong province, is meant to service the fledgling carrier battle group. Details are sketchy, but the 2 vessels planned are estimated to be between 40,000 and 45,000 tons displacement, twice the displacement of the Type 903A fleet tankers currently undergoing sea trials. Possible future strategic uses of a PLAN carrier battle group include deployment in the South China Sea to effectively increase China air control access denial capabilities. Potential regional adversaries such as Taiwan, Vietnam, and the Philippines would have to alter their strategic calculus to account for the added threat of a Chinese carrier battle group in the region when considering any future warfare scenarios. The armed forces of Taiwan have taken notice of the threat and conducted war games recently that involve the addition of a PLAN CBG in a hypothetical invasion of the island nation. It is most likely that the first 3 aircraft carriers are just a developmental stepping stone to a much more flexible, capable, and powerful class of aircraft carrier. If it is one thing that the PLAN has shown in recent decades, it is committed and capable of developing and fielding modern complex warships and weapon systems in its quest to stand on a level playing field with any potential adversary, chief amongst them the United States.